That thunderous rumble echoing down Main Street isn't just exhaust noise, it's the heartbeat of American freedom. For over a century, Harley Davidson's V-twin has been more than an engine. It's become the soundtrack to rebellion, the mechanical soul of the open road, and the very definition of American iron. Today, we're diving deep into how this iconic power plant evolved from a temperamental 7-horsepower experiment to the sophisticated Milwaukee 8 dominating highways today. Number 10. The Milwaukee 8 era, 2017 through present, the modern marvel. The Milwaukee 8 represents the most radical transformation of Harley's big twin in decades. Introduced in August 2016 for the 2017 model year, this 9th generation engine marks Harley's first complete redesign since the twin cam. The name tells two stories. Milwaukee honors its birthplace, while 8 represents the total valve count, doubling the twin cam's 4 valves. Available in 107, 114, and 117 cubic inch displacements, this power plant delivers unprecedented refinement. The 4-valve heads provide 50% more intake and exhaust flow capacity, while dual spark plugs per cylinder ensure more efficient combustion. A single chain-driven camshaft replaces the twin cam's dual cam design, reducing mechanical complexity and noise. Performance gains are substantial. The 107 accelerates 11% quicker from 0 to 60 miles per hour compared to the twin cam 103, while the 114 cuts 12% from 60 to 80 mile per hour roll-ons versus the twin cam 110. Yet power isn't the whole story. Engineers incorporated a counterbalancer that eliminates 75% of primary vibration at idle, dropping idle speed from 1000 to 850 RPM, and repositioned the rear exhaust to reduce heat transfer to riders. Each Milwaukee 8 features precision cooling strategies, either oil cooling for standard models or twin cooling with liquid-cooled heads for touring bikes. The slimmer primary cover and reshaped air cleaner improve legroom, while the assist and slip clutch reduces lever effort by 7%. After extensive voice of customer research across 7 cities worldwide, Harley delivered exactly what riders wanted: more power, less heat, reduced vibration, and that distinctive potato-potato sound, just cleaner and more refined. If you're digging this deep dive into Harley history, smash that hype button below. It's YouTube's newest way to show love for content that fires on all cylinders. Let's get this video trending with the motorcycle community. Number 9. The Twin Cam Dynasty, 1999 through 2017. Power through innovation. September 1998 marked a watershed moment when Harley unveiled the Twin Cam 88 for 1999 models. This completely new design shared only 18 parts with the Evolution engine, representing Harley's most comprehensive engineering overhaul in 15 years. The dual camshaft configuration that gave this engine its name wasn't just marketing, it fundamentally changed how Harley engines breathed and performed. Starting at 88 cubic inches, 1450cc, the twin cam grew through several iterations, the 95-inch in 2000, 96-inch in 2007, and 103 inches for standard models and 110 inches for CVO bikes by 2010. Each increase brought more torque to handle the growing weight of touring bikes, which had gained hundreds of pounds of comfort features and technology. Development began in the early 1990s to address Evolution engine limitations. Engineers focused on 3 critical areas: crankcase strength, oil circulation, and leak prevention. The solution involved a completely redesigned bottom end with beefier crankcase, dual internal oil pumps for improved scavenging, and the revised rear interface mounting system that attached the transmission directly to the engine case. The twin cam wasn't perfect. Early models suffered from cam chain tensioner failures that became notorious in the community. Spring-loaded tensioners would wear, causing catastrophic engine damage if not caught early. Harley addressed this with hydraulic tensioners in 2007, but the reputation stuck. Despite these issues, twin cams logged millions of reliable miles. The engine's massive aftermarket support spawned countless performance builds, from mild bolt-on upgrades to fire-breathing 124-inch monsters. When properly maintained, these engines proved that Harley could build power and reliability into the same package. Number 8. The Evolution Revolution, 1984 to 1999, the engine that saved Harley. The Evolution engine literally rescued Harley Davidson from bankruptcy's edge. After the 1981 management buyout from AMF, Harley faced extinction. Japanese bikes dominated with superior reliability, while Harley's reputation suffered from quality control disasters. The company needed a miracle, and the Evolution delivered precisely that. 7 years of development produced an all-aluminum engine that addressed every shovelhead weakness. The 1340cc, 82 cubic inch Big Twin Evolution featured computer-aided design, a first for Harley. Aluminum construction replaced iron, reducing weight while improving cooling. Redesigned combustion chambers, flat-top pistons, and improved valve trains boosted output by 10% in horsepower and 15% in torque over the shovelhead. But the real revolution was reliability. New manufacturing techniques and tighter tolerances finally eliminated the oil leaks that plagued previous generations. Electronic ignition replaced troublesome points systems. Hydraulic lifters ended valve adjustment headaches. The Evolution could run on unleaded fuel without modification, meeting emissions standards without sacrificing performance. The impact was immediate and dramatic. Sales jumped from 31,000 motorcycles in 1983 to over 100,000 by '88. The Evolution powered Harley's entire model range, from stripped-down FXRs to fully dressed electric glides, rigid-mount softails to rubber-mount dynas. Each application showcased the engine's versatility. Wall Street noticed. Harley went public in 1986 with stock prices soaring. The Evolution didn't just save the company, it funded the renaissance that followed. Riders finally had American iron that started reliably, ran strongly, and didn't mark its territory with oil puddles. The Evolution proved Harley could build world-class engines while maintaining the character that made them special. Number 7. The Shovelhead Years, 1966 through 1984. Power for the counterculture. The Shovelhead arrived in 1966 as Harley's answer to increasing motorcycle weights and highway speeds. Named for rocker covers resembling coal shovels, this engine initially displaced 74 cubic inches, growing to 80 inches in 1978. The timing was perfect, or terrible, depending on perspective, as the Shovelhead era coincided with both the chopper movement's explosion and Harley's darkest quality period. Technical improvements over the Panhead included aluminum alloy heads with improved port design, stronger connecting rods, and better oil control. Power climbed to 60 horsepower, while a new 12-volt electrical system powered the increasing number of accessories riders demanded. The Shovelhead debuted alongside the Electric Start Electric Glide, marking Harley's entry into the modern touring market. Then came AMF ownership from 1969 to 1981. Production ramped up, but quality plummeted. Oil leaks became so common that riders joked about checking the garage floor. If there wasn't oil, something was wrong. Vibration loosened everything from mirrors to exhaust pipes. Electrical systems failed randomly. Yet paradoxically, these mechanical challenges created a brotherhood of riders who could diagnose problems by sound and carry spare parts like warriors carried ammunition. The Shovelhead powered the motorcycles in Easy Rider, rumbled through the 1970s outlaw biker movement, and became the canvas for countless custom builders. Its raw, unrefined character perfectly matched the era's rebellious spirit. Today, survivor Shovelheads command respect and serious money. Modern riders spend fortunes restoring them, installing electronic ignitions and better oil pumps to make them rideable. The Shovelhead represents Harley's transition period. Caught between old-world craftsmanship and modern manufacturing, it somehow became legendary despite itself. Number 6. The Panhead Legacy, 1948 through 65. Chrome and character. The Panhead debuted in 1948, bringing aluminum cylinder heads to Harley's Big Twin for the first time. Those distinctive pan-shaped rocker covers that gave this engine its name weren't just stylistic, they provided superior oil control compared to the Knucklehead's exposed rockers. Available in 61 and 74 cubic inch variations, the larger motor produced 55 horsepower, enough to cruise all day at 65 miles per hour. Hydraulic valve lifters marked the Panhead's biggest innovation. Riders no longer needed regular valve adjustments, maintenance breakthrough that made long-distance touring practical. The aluminum heads dissipated heat better than the Knucklehead's iron units, reducing oil temperature and extending engine life. Internal oil lines replaced external pipes, cleaning up the engine's appearance while improving reliability. The Panhead era coincided with motorcycling's golden age. In 1949, Harley introduced Hydroglide telescopic front forks. The 1958 Duo Glide added rear suspension. By 1965, the Electric Glide brought electric starting. Each advancement made motorcycling more accessible to mainstream America, transforming Harley from a utilitarian machine into a lifestyle choice. Culturally, Panheads defined rebellion. Marlon Brando's Wild One rode a Triumph, but real-life clubs chose Harleys. The Hells Angels, founded in 1948, adopted Panhead-powered bikes as their signature mount. Veterans returning from Korea bought them in droves, forming the riding clubs that established motorcycle culture's foundations. Original Panheads now fetch astronomical prices. Collectors prize their mechanical simplicity, beautiful castings, and historical significance. Many consider the Panhead the most aesthetically pleasing Harley engine ever built. Its 17-year production run bridged the gap between Harley's agricultural past and its performance future. Number 5. The Knucklehead Breakthrough, 1936 through 47, the first overhead valve V-twin. The 1936 EL model, powered by the revolutionary Knucklehead engine, saved Harley Davidson from Depression-era bankruptcy. This overhead valve design doubled the flathead's power output, producing 40 horsepower from 61 cubic inches. The distinctive rocker boxes, resembling clenched fists, gave this engine its unforgettable nickname while solving the valve train lubrication problems that plagued early prototypes. Engineering breakthroughs defined the knucklehead. A recirculating oil system replaced the total loss setup of earlier bikes, meaning riders no longer added oil every few miles. Stronger crankcases handled the increased power. The 4-speed transmission could finally match the engine's capabilities. The 74 cubic inch version, introduced in 1941, pushed output to 48 horsepower. The knucklehead introduced styling elements that became Harley's signatures. The teardrop gas tank, streamlined fenders, and Art Deco touches created a visual template still evident in today's bikes. This wasn't just engineering, it was industrial art. The engine's polished aluminum heads and black cylinders established the aesthetic contrast that defines Harley engines today. Initially, problems plagued production. Oil leaks, overheating, and valve train issues frustrated early adopters. Harley's engineers worked frantically, introducing 134 improvements in the first year alone. By 1937, most issues were resolved, and the knucklehead began establishing its legendary reputation. World War II interrupted civilian production, but military contracts kept factories running. Post-war demand exploded as returning soldiers sought powerful American motorcycles. The knucklehead proved American manufacturers could still match European performance while maintaining unique character. It established the overhead valve 45-degree V-twin template that every subsequent Harley big twin would follow, creating the foundation for 8 decades of continuous development. Number 4. The Flathead Workhorse, 1929 through 73. Simple, reliable, legendary. The Flathead V-twin arrived in 1929 as Harley's answer to Indian's successful Chief model. With side valves eliminating complex rocker arms and overhead components, the Flathead traded peak performance for unmatched reliability. Initial D model displaced 45 cubic inches, while the 1930 VL model brought 74 cubic inches to match Indian's displacement. The 80-inch UL model followed in 1937, providing even more low-end torque. Simplicity defined the Flathead's genius. The valve and block design meant fewer moving parts, easier maintenance, and exceptional durability. While overhead valve engines made more power, flatheads could run forever with basic care. This reliability made them perfect for police departments, delivery services, and military applications where dependability trumped performance. World War II transformed the flathead into an American icon. The military WLA model, nicknamed Liberator, saw service on every Allied front. Over 90,000 units were produced, with specifications including blackout lights, ammunition boxes, and rifle scabbards. These bikes proved so reliable that many war surplus examples ran for decades afterward, forming the backbone of post-war motorcycle culture. The Flathead's commercial longevity remains unmatched. Survey car three-wheelers used flathead power from 1932 until 1976, an astounding 44-year production run. These utility vehicles served police departments, garages, and delivery services, proving the engine's versatility beyond traditional motorcycles. Racing success cemented the Flathead's reputation. Class C racing rules favored production-based engines, allowing flathead-powered bikes to dominate dirt tracks throughout the 30s and 40s. Tuners extracted surprising power through porting, high-compression pistons, and multiple carburetors. The Flathead proved that simple didn't mean slow, establishing Harley's racing credentials that continue today. Number 3. The F-head era, 1911 through 1929, the first big twins. The 1911 F-head V-twin marked Harley Davidson's emergence as a serious manufacturer. These inlet-over-exhaust engines, named for their F-shaped combustion chambers, established design principles that would define Harley engines for the next century. Available in 61 and 74 cubic inch displacements, the bigger motor produced 24 horsepower, serious power for the era's primitive roads. Technical innovations abounded. The 45-degree cylinder angle provided perfect primary balance while fitting neatly in motorcycle frames. The knife and fork connecting rod arrangement allowed both rods to share one crank pin, creating the uneven firing interval responsible for Harley's distinctive exhaust note. Mechanical oil pumps replaced hand pumping, though riders still needed to monitor oil flow through sight glasses. These engines powered Harley through multiple challenges. World War I military contracts established manufacturing expertise. Board track racing victories proved performance capabilities. Cross-country endurance runs demonstrated reliability. Police departments adopted F-head-powered bikes for patrol duty, beginning a relationship that continues today. By 1920, Harley was the world's largest motorcycle manufacturer, with F-heads powering that growth. The F-head era saw crucial company developments. In 1917, military olive drab was first offered as a color option. The 3-speed transmission arrived in 1915. Electric lighting became available in 1915 as well. Each advancement made motorcycles more practical for everyday transportation rather than weekend recreation. Maintenance accessibility fostered owner loyalty. Riders could rebuild top ends with basic tools, adjust valves by feel, and diagnose problems through sound and smell. This mechanical intimacy created the do-it-yourself culture that remains central to Harley ownership. The F-Head didn't just power motorcycles, it created a community of rider mechanics who understood their machines intimately. Number 2. The first V-twin, 1909 and 1910, a revolutionary misfire. Harley Davidson's first V-twin attempt in 1907 was ambitious, but premature. Displayed at the Chicago Automobile Show, this 45-degree twin promised to double the single cylinder's power. However, inadequate intake valves and weak connecting rods caused reliability problems. After producing fewer than 30 units, Harley withdrew the model, returning to the drawing board for a complete redesign that would take 2 years to perfect. The 1909 V-twin resurrection changed everything. Engineers strengthened every component: beefier connecting rods, improved valve train, better cooling fins, and magneto-ignition waterproofing. Displacing 49.5 cubic inches, 810cc, this second-generation V-twin produced 7 horsepower, nearly doubling the single's output. Performance was revolutionary: 60 mph top speed when most roads had 20 mph limits, and the torque to climb hills without pedal assistance. Technical sophistication impressed period riders. The mechanical intake valves replaced atmospheric operation, improving breathing at higher speeds. Battery and coil ignition provided reliable starting. The strengthened frame handled the twin's additional power and vibration. While production remained limited, approximately 1,200 units through 1910, these bikes established Harley's reputation for powerful, refined motorcycles. Racing success validated the design. In 1908, using the improved engine, Walter Davidson won the Long Island Endurance Run with a perfect score, 1,000 points over the 175-mile course. This victory against established manufacturers announced Harley's arrival as a serious competitor. The 45-degree architecture established in 1909 remains unchanged today. While every component has evolved, the fundamental concept, narrow V-angle, single crankpin, air cooling, connects modern Milwaukee Ace to this pioneering design. The first successful V-twin didn't just power motorcycles, it created the template for an American icon. Number 1. The single-cylinder beginning, 1903 through 1908, where it all started. William Harley and Arthur Davidson's first engine barely qualified as a motorcycle power plant. The 1903 single-cylinder displaced 24.74 cubic inches, 405 cc, producing approximately 3 horsepower. Based on French patterns but incorporating original innovations, this atmospheric inlet valve engine used battery ignition when most competitors relied on troublesome hot tube systems. That tiny motor in the reinforced bicycle frame created 3 motorcycles in 1903, the entire first year's production. Progress came quickly. The 1904 model increased displacement to 26.8 cubic inches. By 1906, displacement reached 28 cubic inches with 4 horsepower output. The 1908 model grew to 35 cubic inches, producing 4.5 horsepower with mechanical intake valves replacing the automatic atmospheric system. Each increase brought better hill climbing ability, crucial for Milwaukee's challenging terrain. Racing-bred improvements. In 1905, Harley motorcycles began competing in endurance contests and reliability runs. Victory in the 1908 Federation of American Motorcyclists Economy Run, achieving 188 miles per gallon, proved Harley's efficiency. Police departments took notice, with Detroit purchasing its first Harley in 1908, beginning law enforcement's century-long partnership with the brand. Manufacturing growth paralleled engine development. The original 10 by 15 foot shed gave way to a 2,380 square foot factory by 1906. Production increased from 3 motorcycles in 1903 to 50 in 1906, reaching 450 by 1908. The company incorporated in 1907 with $14,000 capital, establishing the foundation for future expansion. These singles proved that American manufacturers could build reliable motorcycles. While primitive compared to modern standards, they established Harley's core values: durability, owner serviceability, and distinctive character. That first single cylinder started more than engines. It launched an industrial empire and cultural phenomenon. From that first 3 horsepower single thumping away in a Milwaukee shed to today's computer-designed 4-valve Milwaukee 8, the Harley-Davidson V-twin has been the heartbeat of American motorcycling for over a century. Each generation brought innovation while maintaining that essential Harley character. The 45-degree angle, the distinctive sound, and the feeling of raw mechanical connection between rider and machine. Whether you're wrenching on a vintage shovelhead or touring on a Milwaukee 8, You're part of a legacy that transformed transportation into lifestyle, engineering into art. If this journey through Harley history got your motor running, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We've got plenty more American Iron stories coming down the pipeline.